Corporate Team Culture by Deepak Naidu. Establishing Norms and Values that Sustain Long-Term Success. Part 1.
Teams are built to add value for the client or other direct beneficiaries of the team's work. The premise is that a collection of people with complementary skills will produce better results, getting the project done more efficiently and more effectively than a process involving independently delegated tasks with little coordinated effort. When the available and qualified pool has been uncovered, there might be a down select from that point using a best athlete approach until all the team's slots are filled. Teams that my organization assembles need to have the capability to comprehend bigger picture issues that impact on their decision-making. A sense of the bigger picture is crucial to understanding that there are often broader implications that affect team planning activities. A prudent team-building strategy for any size organization will focus on more than ensuring that sufficient knowledge or experience exists within the team. It will focus on ensuring that the team demonstrates a willingness and aptitude to explore all the factors that contribute to achieving the organization's comprehensive goals. Team members may possess relevant expertise congruent with the team's stated purpose, but if their approach to their team tasks is narrow and myopic, the value of the team's eventual output may suffer. The overriding principle is that team effectiveness is a function not just of the expertise that team members possess, but also of the behaviors that define an approach to accomplishing the team's overall goals. Teams need to incorporate proven behavioral habits that facilitate the building of a cohesive unit. When team habits are aligned with corporate culture, all aspects of work performance, inside and outside of teams, are guided by the same value set, and thereby the entire organizational system works together more fluently and synergistically. Teams are groups, and the very definition of a team or group involves cooperative efforts driven by how well people relate to each other. Team leadership requires a paradigm shift, from a focus on gaining an understanding of supervised individuals to gaining an understanding of the group itself within which individuals operate in a coordinated way. Effectiveness in each role, as a team member and as a team leader, requires an appreciation of the dynamics of group behavior and the premise that the team whole can be understood at least as well as the individual parts that form it. A team is a collection of individuals who are interdependent in their tasks, who share responsibility for outcomes, who see themselves and are seen by others as an intact social entity embedded in one or more larger social systems, and who manage their relationships across organizational boundaries. When the team to which one belongs broadens in size, the human relations dynamics of team interdependence, mission, performance goals, and mutual accountability tend to become more diffuse, and as such, less meaningful. The statistical mode for the number of team members for which our model applies best is somewhere between 6 and 30. A project team implies a group performing a circumscribed set of activities over a pre-established time frame, following a schedule and plan with milestones that help gauge progress toward the common objectives. The organization does not wish either to overpopulate or underpopulate a team to complete a particular project scope of work. To overpopulate the project team is wasteful of time and resources, and to underpopulate it is to risk project delays due to resource shortages. The smallest number of people possible necessary to get the work done well should be on a team. Members' skills, qualifications, and competencies are a key component of a team member's selection for project participation. Projects are good models for the team concept because they require a selection process that matches the scope of work requirements with the people who have the skills to apply to that work. The respective skills necessary to meet the scope of work requirements should complement each other or be applied in a way that adds value by bringing the requisite skills together for a particular purpose. A project team is an ideal group for planning ways to blend competencies, sometimes even using members' skills through subcontractual arrangements to meet and exceed the scope of the work requirements. For a group of individuals to be transformed into a team, they must have a purpose that is distinctive, specific to the group, and promotes member buy-in to a whole that becomes greater than simply collecting individual contributions toward the same objective. Project teams are good models for the team concept because projects tend to have a pre-identified purpose that members can easily understand and work toward. A project framework is ideal for clarifying just why it is that a team needs to form in the first place. In other words, the project's stated purpose. Projects offer the benefit of clearly defining the endeavor's missions and objectives, and they also offer the opportunity to clarify specific performance goals. There may be no substitute for a team having a meaningful purpose, but the way to turn this purpose into action is through establishment of performance goals consistent with preset quality performance standards. A project offers a structure for a team approach, and then it is up to the team leader and its members to understand, and more importantly, to share an approach that offers the best opportunity for success. The ideal project approach combines planning with the more relationship-focused efforts that help ensure project success. Team projects are often time-limited and explicitly focused on an external entity that contracted for or otherwise agreed to a specific team project to form and do some requested task. Work teams have a high level of interdependence, and they meet the other definitional elements of teams to which our model applies, that are focused on having small numbers of people, highly complementary skills, highly common purposes and performance goals, and a high mutual accountability. Work teams formed by an organization on its own behalf can have largely the same group dynamics as a time-limited project team with a clear set of customers or stakeholders. Project and work teams are often the hub of the organization's day-to-day functioning, the group around which the organization conducts business with its customers. The way in which an enterprise's human capital is best leveraged is highly contingent on the strategic development and effective operation of client-focused project teams. Teams are the nexus for business activity in the contemporary business operation, and demonstrating effective teamwork is the holy grail of the modern enterprise. If your organization's future is tied largely to success in delivering project-based outcomes to customers, then there may be no better investment it can make for the future than to develop strategies to optimize teamwork throughout the projects that anchor the enterprise's operations. Effective teams produce more, and they make people feel a stronger connection to their larger group identity at the organizational level. An organization's team-building strategy needs to be mindful and control variables that influence the formation of group identity. When a team project crosses organizational lines, excellent team performance promotes the likelihood that the prime contractor will want to do business again with the subcontractors who performed so well on a previous project. Teams offer wonderful opportunities for members to self-actualize and express their own identity through emotional resonance with others during a team experience. A team develops on its own, based in part on leader strategies and in part on the members' readiness to move through its initial resistance toward a stage of social integration that facilitates team performance. When an organization takes on the challenge of determining which skills it must develop in order to get to the next level, the selections it makes are strong reflections of the corporate culture. Companies cannot waste valuable time and resources on anything but the skills they need in their workforce in order to compete effectively in the marketplace and to satisfy demanding customers. The challenges today may be slightly different than the challenges tomorrow, but many skills learned today will be as applicable in the future as they are today. Teamwork requires the emotional flexibility to adapt to the relationship imperatives of working within a group effort, as different circumstances dictate. People who demonstrate a certain set of emotional competencies advance more in their careers and are generally more successful in their social roles than those who exhibit lesser levels of these competencies. Team EI is driven in part by the development and application of emotional competencies by both team leaders and by individual members of the team. The key to applying individual EI skills to a team to which one belongs involves a shift from a focus on skills that promote awareness and management of oneself and others to skills that promote awareness and management of the team's self and its others. While it is a useful starting point for leaders and team members to have superior EI, a team can only become emotionally intelligent when all members of the group apply relationship competencies to all other members of the team, to the team itself, and to the team's customers. Effective groups understand that when an individual member is uncomfortable or not in sync with the group's norms or activities, it is best to address the problem right away. At times, teams can advance the group's effectiveness by demonstrating emotionally intelligent relationship and management skills toward specific individuals within it. A simple change in communication approaches reinforces a team identity and brings the group together as an entity itself, rather than a combination of individual members with a range of backgrounds and viewpoints. The I statements yield a need to help the individual speaker understand, but we and the team perspectives help define the group and focus the team on helping the group as a whole understand.